Hello and welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. So, we are the last cast-off, or at very least the most recent cast-off of the Changing God, most likely. Or perhaps we are the Changing God itself. They don't know that. My companions are definitely suspicious.
Done.
But, in a way, but they are mostly interested in what's gonna happen. So, do we wanna go back to the...
Fine.
To the crazy cult? Or to the crazy scientist who wanna dissect us? Worship? Or dissected?
I need to talk to you.
Oh, you do? How do we do that? Let's talk, Alligator. I try to do the voice kinda in his tone, if I can.
Yeah?
It's gonna need some practice. How do we talk?
What? This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
That sounds good to me. Why were you looking at me when you said that? Oh, Cali stage? Are you seriously just... Oh, come on, you're putting me off. I thought we were having a conversation with... Okay, whatever. Why were you looking at me when you said that? Of course, my female voice is not the best. I wasn't, he growls. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. Alright. What makes the reef so dangerous? Oh. The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too. Some closer than others. Scanning thoughts. I hate to think what Calistage might do to him if I weren't here. Okay. We just get more information with the scan thoughts. That's amazing. Why would you not go for that? So Calistage is maybe a little bit too eager. What are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? The Numenera are all around you. Everything left over from the prior worlds. Circus Cliffs thrives by trading artifacts from the ancient civilization. Hells, you can scoop a handful of earth without finding dirt from prior worlds mixed with it. Numenera is anything from the prior worlds, but mostly we mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities, fancy trinkets with little real use. But sometimes you get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts last longer. Though they can burn out at the most inconvenient times. He frowns. Not that it's ever happened to me. Of course, we got no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like you might find what used to be a propulsion unit for a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it, Better to use it as a weapon or a power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we knew a tenth of the secrets of the ancients. But most days it's a challenge just to survive. Alright. What's your story? Ask me again when we got out of here. I don't trust this damn reef any more than the company we keep. Oh, really? So, maybe they didn't come together, or at least they don't trust each other. What do you think of Calistage? A parasite disguised as a Skullhark. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day is done. Actually, that would be slow for her. Can you tell me about your tattoo? They look almost alive. These? They are nothing. Call them a consolation if you must, he smiles grimly. Some call them by worse names, but that's because they have had occasion to run afoul of these little snakes. He looks away. This line of questioning is clearly at an end. My gift and curse, they remind me of it every day. So he's really thinking about it. That scan thoughts is amazing. I love it. I'm a mind reader. What do you think we should do next? You want to fix that crystal chamber back there, yeah? First step is getting out of this reef. Well, that makes sense. So that's it? I don't want your help anymore. No way. No way. Let's keep going, alright? That would be crazy. I would never get rid of my companions. Let's just go, okay? About time. Don't worry.
With alacrity.
Oh, what is this? This looks ridiculous.
I'm going.
Alright, go there. Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet, burning leaves. What are you? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. My fingers are not that quick. Quick fingers, touch a cone as it passes. So I can go with 90%. 90%. So it's all 90%. Can you 90% it? We can 100% it. Can you 90%? That's 100% it. Touch it. Success. You managed to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Rorn, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black and in a pale white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Your vision returns. The cones hang motionless for only a second before resuming their giggling dance. Watch them for patterns. Maybe I should have done that before. The longer you stare at these artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. Leave the cones alone. So that would have been a good thing to know. Maybe we wouldn't have to use the speed. One speed to make sure to click it. Ooh. Can I go this way? Apparently yes.
On my way.
Okay. Let's go this way. This is definitely just... It's just crazy. But this is kind of like a junkyard.
Fine.
What is this? Okay, wow. I like it.
In an instant.
What is this? This device is collecting black goop from somewhere underwater and pumping it to the nearby spout. What is this? Cable connects this spout to the collection device. The nozzle looks like it may have been attached to another machine at the time. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
Oh, something on the ground. Pick it up. Take off.
As you wish.
What is this place? I just oh. Looks like we missed something. What is this?
Let's go.
A bubbling mass of sludge floats on the surface of the water. Every once in a while, an oily nodule separates from it and hurtles into the sky. You catch momentarily a glimpse of muck-coated object into the putrid mass. Examine the sludge. Carefully, you lean closer to the heaving mass. After a moment's study, you notice that the globulous The globus rising into the sky always contains something, be it a shining core of untainted seawater or a tiny fish. Quick water perception. Attempt to retrieve the object trapped in the sludge. That's kind of harder. 60%. We are not good at this. She's good at this. She's the best at this. Okay, let's do it with 2. Oh, really? You found the ciphers. Ciphers are Numenera objects that can trigger a powerful effect, but can only be used once. Ciphers and your cipher limit score are displayed in a special section of the inventory screen. Take care not to accumulate more ciphers than your cipher limit, or you will experience unpleasant side effects. To begin fresh vapors, heals 10 points of intellect and confers fresh vapors. Okay, fair enough. Continue, take it. I'm not sure whether that awful muck is harmless or you are immensely lucky. Either way, do go on poking things, dear. It's quite entertaining. Well, first of all, it was my idea, and you did it. Again, this. And search for more objects, that's just kind of ridiculous. You spot no other mysterious objects in the bubbling mass. Wait for more treasures to surface. Minutes tick past as you patiently wait beside the mass of sludge. Nothing surfaces. Let's just go. What is this? A yawning intake marks the front of a long dead construct. Inside the metal is pitted black and ancient.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's just go inside. This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. It is firmly sealed. Examine the door more carefully. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines, and at the right angles they seem to converge at the circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces, others are actually many-sided polygons, and a few are marked by tiny apertures. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that resembles a knob, keyhole, or access device. You've tried touching both the flat panels of the door and the small bumps, but nothing happens. Knock on the door. That could work. You knock lightly at first, then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. There's no one home here. Hasn't been for thousands of years. She peers at the door. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her. So, that is a clue. Okay, leave the door alone. So we can just open up the map if I wanna.
Done.
It's a bit out of the place, so I might just have to rebind that. M is a good key to bind it on, though. That's the first thing I checked, of course.
Ready.
It's awesome, like junk and I don't even know what kind of bridge is this,
Sure.
but awesome. And wall. What? Suppose we're gonna have a fight here. I don't want trouble. Koro. As you step onto what looks like the back of the enormous construct, 4 strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on grey gloves embedded with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Cali's stage. Scan thoughts. He's the star, or he came out of it, but what does Cal have to do with this? Okay. Cal! I thought you'd sworn off traveling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down, both you and Alligator. Odds and ends, Koro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she's gone quite still. What is he doing here? He has something up his sleeve, I knew it. Okay. Calistage, is something wrong? Nothing wrong, dear. I accompanied Koro on an expedition once, long ago. His methods were too crass for my taste. Though, in his defense, he never tried to kill me when my back was turned. She beams at Koro. Or if he did, he failed, and I didn't notice. I don't like this. Alligator hisses in your ear, but loud enough that Calistage can hear it too. She's cagey about him. It can only mean trouble. You should hear what I tell about people about you, dear. She gives Alligator a venomous smile. Killer or not, he whispers, Koro is not a man who can be trusted with unvarnished truth. Tread lightly. Okay, that's good. Should I let Koro and Calistage talk? That's kind of awesome. Let's do it. I would like to take the lead, but maybe... Okay, let Koro and Calistage talk. His hands curls into a fist at his side. I was wondering specifically if you had seen a falling star that landed near here not long ago. I've seen nothing of the sort, dear Koro. Her lips close thinly. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. Oh, damn. What? I can deceive him. The deception starts with I'll be honest with you. Like, that's why I don't like that that expression, that, you know, I'll be honest with you, because that just kind of like makes the others think that, you know, you're a liar. No, I'm like that's only my thinking. Like, sometimes it's appropriate. Truth, I fell from the sky. There was no star. Nice cards. How did you get them? Let's start with the deception. I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but I don't know where it landed. Damn. Let's be smart about this. Oh, I can bump it up to 100%. Koro studies you for a long moment before sighing. Alright, he says. Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I do like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here. Would we? If he's not telling the truth, then he's a fantastic liar. Guess I was wrong. That's it. I kind of bummed that I didn't explore the conversation options, but I just wanted to dupe him right off the bat. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? I knew I couldn't trust Calistage. This is the last time I made that mistake. You think Calistage told them about us? Excuse me? Are you suggesting that I had something to do with Koro's plans? No, I cannot abide his rabid paranoia a moment longer. Okay, so this is not the case. We know a lot more. I don't know. This scan thoughts? Amazing. Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years? It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Koro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid, She'll stab you in the back. First chance she gets, most likely in your sleep. He throws up a hand, forestalling Callistage's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore. And I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we traveled together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. He turns to you. You coming, kid, or what? Mac, no need to. I don't want you guys to split up. I like you guys. Alligator, I really don't think she was trying to betray us. He snorts bitter laughter. I do. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths. Not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, mark my words. You are insufferable to the end, Alligator. Looking for the worst in a situation is the only way to know. You know, to see. Do you know how long I've carried your pain for you? How much I had to turn away from your judgmental stares? But you're right, I've had enough. He turns to you. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Finally, something we agree on. Kid, she'll chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. Mommy and Daddy, please don't separate. Oh, come on, I can't do it. It's break my heart. Like, start with 2 companions or already lose one of them. I can't do it. This is truly a choice. Is this a permanent choice? Possibly not. I don't want trouble with either of you. Yeah, you guys are kind of crazy. No. Why can't I travel with both of you? Can you just work it out? He bursts out laughing. My dear boy, we have been working it out. Alligator's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he is also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I wager. His face darkens under her accusation, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self in all those echoes around you? That's you, Callistage. Every facet of it. Your vivisectionist heart hasn't changed. Just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... Damn. I don't know who I call... I like both of you. Oddly enough. I don't know who to go with. I like you. I don't know. I think I have to go with that Alligator. I'll go with you, Alligator.
As you wish. Should you change your mind, I'll be at the order of truth. But don't bring the complainer. A farewell to you, child, and best of luck. You'll need it.
Ah, that's reasonable. I thought you were going to fight it. Continue. Ah, good riddance. He gestures toward the stair. Come on, whatever answers exists are up there. Ah, that's a bummer. Could have I prevented that? Now that you've dealt with Koro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sagus Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform.
Of course.
What is this? A spherical head hangs loosely from this stanchion. Single metal fiber holds it in place.
Fine.
Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals hold the ancient weapon
I'm going.
closed. Oh wow. A lambent green fluid drips from end of the device nozzle and hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. Without any antagonists to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve any obvious purpose. Okay, then maybe
right.
this could have been used in a fight? A sickly green crust scabs over numerous cracks and divots in this turret.
All right.
But that's it? This is the whole place? Pretty small.
Yes. Now.
Alright. That's a bummer that Calistage is gone. So much fighting. But I truly believe that we made the right call. Let's get you to the court of the changing god. They are encamped by the clock in the great square here. Okay.
Let's do it.
What is this? Twin creatures of a type you've never seen flank the central orb. Their cultural significance is lost on you. Otero? Wind spins off the distant sea, sweeping between you and the boy, whistling up toward the peaks of Circus cliffs. He glances at you, then at the crowds in the plaza beyond. He appears to be looking for someone. Would she have come to the city? Doesn't seem like her kind of play, but he's pretty lost. Saw you wandering down in the reef? He says. Did you get to that star before the others did? He looks back at your face and grins. Guess not. That ain't a face that's found good pick. Whoa, don't go. Wow, the second option is just crazy. Don't be rude, boy. He flinches, though you don't see why. It wasn't as if you shouted. Sorry, he says at last. You reminded me of someone I know. The way you said it, and I wasn't being rude. You just don't look happy or rich. That's what you call a guess? Rude boy. Who even talks like that? Carcass all. But despite his words, his eyes settle on yours, studying, deciding. His mouth settles into an irritated line. Look, he says, running a hand over his stubbed scope. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like leaving folk new to Circus on their own. If you have questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, answer them, free of charge. Of course, it looks like you already have a guide, he says, straight-faced to Aligern. Although you might be better listening to someone with taste, or anyone else who doesn't think living in the underbelly is a good idea. Other extra advice never hurt anyone, Aligern says placidly. And not everyone likes sleeping under the stars. Or fresh air, the boy replies, grinning. Or self-respect. And again rolls his eyes, but stops it, smiling. Anyway, Otero says, what do you want to know? Do you live here? Not really, he says. Walls are nice, but they keep you in one place. I like to move around, explore. Scan thoughts. Don't like being here much at all, really. City folks are scarier than scroungers. You don't have a home? Don't need one, he says. I carry my life with me. Pats his bags. I'm looking for the cult of the changing god. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. Probably this is not the place I want to go.
I'll remember that.
Well, you're not going to be able to miss them, he says, smirking. They are camped around that weird clock on the other side of the square. Settles his hand on his hips. What do you want with those carcass anyway? They owe you something? Yes, I'm the changing god. Wow. Well, that would certainly convince him that I'm the craziest of us. No. I just need to ask them a few questions. Fair enough, he says, shrugging. Even Carcass get it right sometimes. Where's the Order of Truth?
Making a note.
In Government Square, from here, follow the path around to the left and look for the stars going up. So we are in Circus Minor now? Yeah, the heart of the city, he says, folding his arms. The levies and politicians tell you that Government Square is the center of Sagus Cliffs, but they are not thinking right. He spreads his hands, framing the plaza. When folk come to Sagus, they come here. They talk and trade, flirt and fight, tell stories. Everyone who comes here leaves different. His hands fall. Anyway, what do you want to know? What's happening on the stage? An execution, he says, rolling his eyes. I've been going on for a few days yet. All those folks think they'll learn great truths from the nightmares of a dying man. Shakes his head. It's not worth my time, but it might be worth yours if you haven't seen one before. Does anyone around here know how to fix complex machinery? He says, scanning the plaza. Prata. That's the bug lady in the market. It's pretty good with machines. You might ask her for advice. He rubs the back of his neck. Otherwise, you wanna visit the foreman in the underbelly. They might be able to fix it, if they can stop fighting long enough. So, foreman in the underbelly, and Prata, we gotta make a note of that. What are you doing here anyway? Just got back from a scrounge, he says. I'm here trading salvo for supplies before I set out again, enjoying the sights. You know? His eyes sweep the crowds again. And he's thinking, where would she have gone if she came here, and why? Who are you looking for? Perception. You can't help but notice that he doesn't seem to be enjoying himself. He looks downright unhappy, guilty even. Okay, I'm not gonna let it go. Who are you looking for? He flinches, then glares at you. At first, it seems like he's not going to answer. A girl I met a while back, he says, at last, looking away. She was new in town, like you. I'm just wondering what happened to her. She's okay. Swallows. Anyway, you have any questions? Scan thoughts. It didn't look like she broke camp. More like she left in a hurry. I want to ask about something else. Sure, he says. I'm not going anywhere yet anyway. What can you tell me about the city? Depends. What you want to know? I spend most of my time in Circus Minor, but there are other districts too. Government Square, Cliff's Edge, the Underbelly, and Caravanserai. He scratches his chin. There's also the Reef of Fallen Worlds, but you've already been down there. Tell me about the Reef of Fallen Worlds. Only carcass, slavers, bullies, and diggers desperate for scrounge go there. And you, of course. Stares past you down the winding steps. Besides, folks think it's haunted by ghosts from the previous worlds. And I've seen enough down there to agree with them. But you don't look... But you don't need me telling you what it's like. You're lucky you didn't get robbed on your way back, or worse. He eyes you expectantly. Someone named Koro tried to rob us on the way up. I bluffed my way past him. I don't know. I just go with that. Someone Koro tried to rob us on the way up. I bluffed my way past them. I'm dominant? Heh, that's not easy. Oro rubs the back of his neck sheepishly. I got a good kicking from him for trying the same thing once. Silver Tide raised a tiny about. I want to know about Caravanserai. That's the port of Circus. Any ship that can fly lands there, makes their trades, and then takes off for foreign lands. It turns a scornful eye toward the distant flags on a high crag. Plenty to see right here in Circus. Don't know why people insist on leaving. What's in Cliff's Edge? Damn dangerous place to live, he says, laughing. Folks build their houses on the ledge over the sea, and everyone gets upset when one of them falls. I hear it's been getting worse lately. What's your feet up there? Can you tell me about the underbelly? Imagine an underground place where the city sends everyone they don't like. Cannibal cultists, mutants, carkers, and thugs. Now, add a stink like burning metal and cooking meat. That's the underbelly. Ain't that bad, kid. That's a good side. Yeah? Rose says, grinning. You ever find it, go ahead and let me know. You mentioned the government square. I did, he says nodding. But you can guess what's up there. Yes. What's in the government square? Really? He says, looking pained. You want me to lay it out? Fine. The government. The government is in the government square. I want to ask about something else, actually. Where can I find a place to sleep around here? The cult of the Changing God might let you sleep in their camp, or you can just try tranquil rest in Caravanserai. That's it. Looks like we can't help him with his with the girl he's looking for. Perhaps we can keep an eye out for her. That's the best we can do at this point. That's definitely what we should do. A lot of NPCs over here. Can I just talk to Seer?
I'm ready.
She hikes. What? You're gonna put shins in the bucket or just standing here walking? I don't protestize for free, pal. So we can talk.
All right.
Arms merchant. Looks like these are merchants. I don't need to shop right now. I can't even shop with anything. Okay. Intrigued woman, horrified man, spectator, unmoved woman. Intrigued woman, can we talk? This woman listens intently to the ravings of a man on the nearby dais. Hanging on every word, she gives you a hesitant smile. Can you understand it? I know he's speaking in great wisdom. If only I could decipher it. What exactly is happening here? An execution! She gestures toward the man on the dice. They put the condemned into a trance, and he speaks of the wondrous things he sees. His words become tendrils of corrupted flesh, which are wrapped around his body until they crush him to death. Then the devourer of wrongs eats him. Why is everyone watching this? She shudders. Monsters are only thrill seekers and moribly curious, but some of us gather to hear the words of the condemned. they are said to contain the most sublime truths. For they are born from dreams of death. We listen and try to understand their meaning. That's it? Stay true, friend. I don't like it. Unmoved spectator. Oh, what? Unmoved spectator? Horrified man? What can you tell me about this? This man stares at the execution in utter horror. He cannot look away. No crime deserves such a punishment. How can this be allowed? What exactly is happening here? A waking nightmare. Though they call it an execution. Shudders. The unfortunate victim is put into a trance that forces him to speak his nightmares. His words spill out of him as a rope of flesh which is wrapped around his body until it crushes him to death. Shakes his head. And the indignity doesn't end when the poor wretch finally dies, for then the devourer of wrongs eats his flesh. It is not just, but that is taught. It is not just, but what can be done? Everyone considers it tradition. Why is everyone watching this? They're animals. They find pleasure in cruelty. Yeah, farewell. Okay, so it looks like there's someone named Tibir here. Might as well just talk with him. That's an odd tradition. Facing the edges of the crowd is a paunchy old soldier with a swaggering stride. At the moment, however, his jauntiness seems overshadowed by worry, and he alternates between watching the execution and searching the crowd as if looking for a miracle. Then his eyes light on you. And I've seen his face before. This might be just the break I need.
I say, you look like someone who believes in justice. How'd you like to help a poor soul wrongfully condemned?
It will be hard to do his voice. What kind of help do you need? I don't need anything, but my friend here on the platform is dying. The nightmares his executioner have induced in him spill from him with every word he speaks and wrap around him like a snake. He glances at the execution. I know there are but a few strands around him now, but in a few days' time, they will choke the life out of him. I cannot imagine a more horrible way to die. Well, that's not true. I have an imagination that would shame a sailor. He leans in. You'll need to be swift and willing to hold justice above law. But there's a way to save him, if you hear me out. I'm definitely justice above law, guy. Who are you? Captain Lacan Tibir, retired. He says with a little bow. Extremely retired. Once a soldier of fortune, now it's plating. Takes another look at Riss. But my story can wait. Saving Riss's life comes first. Why is your friend being executed? A misunderstanding, he says, waving a dismissive hand. Riss and I were hired to deliver some expensive brandy to an out-of-town buyer. He breathes a sigh, weighted with disgust and regret. Would you believe that the bottles were stuffed with state secrets? Riss was accused of selling information to the enemies of Circus Cliffs. They called him a traitor. It was a travesty. He growls, his eyes blazing with righteous fury. The poor lad had no idea what was in there. Tragic. Thinking tragic. If he'd known, he might have escaped too, and we wouldn't be in this mess. But you did, right? Well, he says, studying the air over your shoulder. There's a place for talking about what I know and what I don't. This isn't the place. Clears his throat. If you were part of the scheme, why aren't you up there with him? Luck, he says, shrugging. I was taking a piss when they came for him. Went through the back of window and scampered up the roof. Shakes his head. I watched poor Riz being led away from my hiding spot, swore I'll get him free. I hope it's a promise I can keep. Why are you helping Riz? Is friendship not reason enough? He declares, then his shoulders sag and he hangs his head. Actually, truth to tell, there's more to it than that. I'm partly to blame for him being there. And guilt, strong motivator, eh? I wanna talk to your friend. Are you mad? Tibir sputters. It's an execution. He's surrounded by levies. They won't let you near him. And even if they did, he's out of his head. You'll get nothing but gibberish from him. And if he doesn't speak gibberish, no, best to assume it's gibberish. Alright, I still want to try. Tibir holds up his hand. As you wish, just don't say I didn't warn you. The levies are not to be trifled with. What's your plan? Simple one, but it requires nerve. Listen, lowers his voice. It would be nothing for someone of your noble demeanor to masquerade as a city official and ask the council clerk for an archived copy of an old stay of execution. Once you have it, I brought out a fresh one and add Reese's name. Then we'll present it to the observer here, then poor Reese will be set free. Spreads his hands. There you have it. A foolproof, risk-free plan. This sounds like an extremely risky plan, but at least somewhat smart. Nonsense, he says, waving a hand. It couldn't be simpler. Just be calm, confident, and wear a winning smile. Gives you a winning smile. Where do I find the council clerk? Maybe in the government square, of course. There's a podium outside the council tower. I can't think of a time he wasn't there. Would it be simpler to talk to the crowd at the execution, convince them to rise up and free Riz? Ibor looks uneasy. Well, you're welcome to try, friend, but leave me out of it. Circus Cliff's crowds are notoriously bloodthirsty, and the execution officers are not known for their sense of humor. You might regret it later, and you'd be alone when you did. Too many unknowns in a scheme like that. Not enough escape routes. Fair enough. Alright, I'll help you. Excellent! Then you will need a proper story and a badge of office. Fortunately, I have the first, and you can buy the second from Sangolin, a clothing merchant in Government Square. He folds his arms. Once you have a badge of office, you will tell the council clerk you are from the Judicial Oversight Committee, looking into corruption in the communication of capital sentences. They say you're asking for... Stay you are asking for is the notorious gangster named Cole Cardin, who was mysteriously set free a few years ago. When you get to Cole's day of execution, I'll make a copy with Riss's name on it, and you can give it to the overseer who will free him. You see? Simple. He rubs his hands together. Now, if you let me join you, I'll be happy to show you around the city and help you with all this, and whatever else you have going. What do you say? Thanks, I could use the help. It will be my pleasure, but let's hurry. There is no moment to lose. Riz hasn't much time.
Making a note.
I heard that in this game, actually the quests are, at least some quests are timed, so you can't just waste time forever to be here. Who's he? He's a clever nano. Looks like... No. I'm the clever nano. He's a KG Jack who knows how to take care of himself. Oh yeah, I like you.
Don't mind if I do.
Anyway, wow, this was awesome. So, I don't know, I kinda like that. Sounds like the his story is true, and assuming we know all we know, wow, that just looks ridiculous. Death of Riss. Riss. I don't like that. Anyway, I believe this is a good time to take a break, so hope you guys had fun. Tell me if you did, and see you around. And have a good one, guys.